Welcome, Locksmithing Innovation, the channel that is dedicated to tools, tips, and tricks for locksmiths to help and assist in getting our job done more efficient and faster, etc. I started this video series off with an automotive tool that I designed for Honda high security ignition cylinders. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend you watch it because the tool is simple and easy. And my latest one is the Ford 8-cut ignition cylinder. I've rekeyed these several times in the past. I've lost ball bearings. Not sure I've lost any springs. I always have found them to be trouble. So I then turned around and started doing different things to try to make life a little easier. Hook pick right under the center of your brass will pop that out without ruining it. This is the important part, is that little part right there. If you break that, it won't stay clipped in. So you just come up underneath it with your hook pick on an angle and pick it up and it'll come out. That's your key buzzer switch. Next thing you want to take out, you want to take out your retainer pin. Done. Now, I used to, at this point, I would tape them up with electrical tape. If they didn't have a hole in them, this one happens to have a hole in them. Some of them never came with a hole in them. I'd be taking a little pick in there or anything trying to push the ball bearing down. And as I said, I had these electrical taped up. That'll work fine. But I wanted to come up with a nice simple solution that would work fine and get us to the point where we could. So, this nice electrical fitting here. It's a 1-inch fitting in Home Depot for $6.87 Canadian. That then got made into this. Cut down here, cut down here. A wing nut that I had to tap. I put a magnet on here. So far I haven't got the magnetism quite correct, because if I put 2 magnets on, it's too strong. If I put 1 on, it's not strong enough. I crazy glued this. With this other one here, I think I'll make another one, and I'll put washers as spacers and try with 1 magnet, because when it does work, it works really good, that part. So right now we have a tool. We all have hook picks that can take out those key buzzers. Okay, this here is a piece of rigid PVC tubing, 1/2 inch, cut to size, okay, with a little handle on it and a bevel right there. So this just sits right down in there. So whether it's got a poke hole or not, that's in there like that. Then we turn around, we put the ignition cylinder in there like that. It don't have to be turned at this point. And then we screw our screw down. Now, this plastic ends up being a ramp for the ball bearing. So we're not doing any poke hole or anything. At this point now, you can pull your plastic out because the ball bearing is now where it's supposed to be. And if I turn this screw up, I'm now just letting the spring back off nice and slow. And there we go there. And as you can see, ball bearing and springs out. There you go. You've got a 2-second job to disassemble it. No spring or ball bearings gone missing. Okay. And putting it back, really quite easy as well. Spring goes in, obviously once I get it turned to the right place. Drop my ball bearing in on top of the spring right there. And you should be able to see the ball bearing just sitting there. Put her back in. Start my screw down. Should be right on the ball bearing. Sometimes I gotta play with it a bit. We'll know in a second if I was on the ball bearing. There we go. And as you can see there, you should be able to, well, you should have heard it snapped in place. And then it's just a matter of unscrewing it. So, taking it apart is no longer a hassle. It's simple, easy. Okay, ball bearings in there, click it to this position. Put the lock retainer back in under the spring. Whoa, chasing it around the table there. This part's always fun. Come on, Jeff. Sometimes I get it just first try. And then other times I'm playing with it like now. There we are, we're on. We're on, we're not. We're half on. Now I'm on. There we go. And then we reconnect our key buzzer. It's right in there. A lot of times I'll just push the, and then once I get it lined up, in the back, in there, there she goes. She's clipped in there. She's perfect. So now, there you go. So obviously, if I had to change the wafers due to the fact that they weren't operating the sidebar properly anymore, I could do that. Regrease. This happens to be a brand new cylinder that I bought. I think it's an ASP, not a Stratec. They're both the same. One fitting, one piece of 1/2-inch PVC tubing. So, to me, this has been a very successful development in my rekeying of these. Works smooth, works great. The wing nut, I couldn't get a 12/24 wing nut anywhere. So I happen to have had to tap it. One of the other things is this screw, because they dimple it and peen it to hold this on, all you have to do is take a screwdriver to remove the screw, and once you remove it, it keeps that natural cup or dimple in it, which then you want for your ball bearing, and so that worked out perfect. So I hope you like this video. I hope you subscribe. I hope you hit the like button. I hope you comment. During my research on this video, I seen a tool made by a guy called the Quick 8. And I seen a comment on it about wanting $274 or something for it, which I think is just ridiculous. But I do want to say this. One of my fellow technicians where I work suggested that I possibly get a 3D printer, make these. Obviously won't be like that, it'd be square. I would like to obviously have a holder set up that would hold this with the tool so it would never get lost. I'm more about making the prototypes and showing them. If there's an interest in it, I would more than happy try to see if I could get some 3D printed ones. I would definitely test them successfully if there's a want or a need for them. The only way I'm gonna know that is if people comment. Obviously, I don't know what the cost would be of them. I know this is $6.87. This is, I bought some PVC tubing in a used building store for $3, I think, 4-foot chunk, cut it up. So all in on this tool, I got about $10. I'll use it for a long time coming because it is very, very successful at doing the job, doing it smoothly and that. Obviously a 3D printed one, I'd make it square so it sits flat on your desk, on your workbench. I'd make some modifications to it. I'd make the spacer right for the magnetism to hold the ball. So there is development that could go on if it went 3D printed. But the only way I'm going to know if anybody would be interested is in the views, in the comments. If anybody thought they would be interested in such a tool after viewing the video, please leave a comment. What I'm going to do is after 2 months of the video being on YouTube, if half the views I get in 2 months say they'd be interested in such a tool, then I will go forward and research getting them 3D printed, getting them spec'd out and 3D printed, and putting them on the market through a supplier somehow. I personally am very happy, very pleased with the development of what I've come up with. As I say, works smooth. Works smooth as anything, actually. You know, we got her here, and so all the viewers, all the subscribers, anybody that views and subscribes, if they're interested in seeing this tool being available or developed on the market, please leave a comment, subscribe, watch some of my other videos, and let me know if you think you'd like to see a tool for developing or for servicing this particular ignition available on the market, and I will gladly do the research, find someone who can possibly 3D print such a tool to the right specs, and we will ball bearing out and possibly the spring out too. There we go, come on, there we go, ball bearing there, spring out, boom, that quick, that easy, could go back together just as quick. Thank you for watching, and if you're new to this channel, please check out some of the other videos, Locksmithing Innovation, and thanks for watching, and thanks for those that have subscribed or viewed in the past. Take care, everyone. Thank you.